of the Monitor Live Chat, a conversation where we seek to add insight to the Valley's most important stories and people. I am Dania Hernandez. I'm the education reporter for the Monitor newspaper. And joining us today is Dr. Rene Gutierrez. He's Superintendent of Schools at the Edinburg Consolidated Independent School District. Dr. Gutierrez has been leading the district since 2009. He has a master's in education and a doctoral degree in educational leadership from the University of Texas Pan American, now UTRGV. And like a lot of students in the Valley, he grew up in Mexico and later came to the United States at an early age, actually. So even his doctoral dissertation was focused on factors contributing to the academic achievement of Mexican origin immigrant high school students, right?
That's correct.
So welcome to the Monitor.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Gutierrez. As we go through the conversation, just want to let you guys know you can still send us questions via email. Our email is monitorchat@themonitor.com, or you can also send them via Twitter using our Twitter handle monitornews and the hashtag monitorchat. So, Dr. Gutierrez, again, welcome.
Thank you.
Like we've been noticing, there's a lot happening in your district lately. You're almost at the end of the of the road, I guess. But can you give us a brief overview of where the district stands as far as academics, finances, growth? Where does the district stand today?
Well, thank you for asking me that question, because it's something that we're working on every day at Edinburg CISD. And Edinburg CISD is a growing district. We have lots of land to the north. Edinburg CISD covers 945 square miles, which is the largest district in the state, land-wise. And it's a growing district. So as we are looking at our district, last year, our Board of Trustees, along with the administration, we started talking about developing a strategic plan for Edinburg CISD, a 5-year plan of our district, so that we could be prepared for the challenges that come ahead, having a district our size and growing. And we have been looking at our curriculum and our academic programs. We want to make sure that our students have the best opportunities that we can possibly provide them to be college and career ready, for example. So we have been expanding our curriculum. We're very glad that we have 4 of our high schools that are early college high schools. And then 2 of our high schools are T-STEM, Texas Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics designation. And a couple of weeks ago, we got approval by the Texas Education Agency that our other 2 high schools are also going to be T-STEM high schools. Okay. So therefore, we're going to have 4 high schools that are early college high schools, as well as T-STEM high schools, all 4 of them. And we're looking at expanding our career and technology education, because we understand that that's a need out there in the community. The workforce and the businesses, not only in Edinburg, but throughout the Valley and the state, are asking of us to train our students better in different type of career and technical programs that we have, and to expand on those. So our strategic plan also addresses that on how we can expand on career and technical education programs. And finally, the other thing that we're also looking at in our plan, which is coming up very fast and right in front of us, is the growth that we have. We have tremendous growth in our district. We've done a student demographic study where the growth is at, and we're finding out that in our district we're growing everywhere throughout the district: north, east, west, south. Our city government, our city council, and our mayor are very proactive in bringing in businesses and development and growth to the city. And along with that comes families, and we as a district have to be prepared for those families that are moving into Edinburg, and have a proactive approach and a plan in place as far as where the growth is in our district, so that we can be prepared with facilities, with schools, with programs for the families that are moving to Edinburg. And we want them to come to Edinburg, and we want to provide the best opportunities possible in our school system, so that our families can have pride that our school district is going to provide the best educational opportunities for their kids.
Right. And how exactly do you prepare for this type of growth? What are some of the steps that you've taken along the way?
Well, some of the things that we've done with our school board is that we've been starting to purchase land. We've already bought some land east of the district, north and west of the school district, and also within the city, because we are noticing that in the near future, we're going to have to start planning some schools in those areas. And then the other thing that we have been doing for the last several years, I've been in Edinburg 7 years, and every year we're always putting in money in our budget so that we can keep up with the maintenance and of our facilities, but also expanding our campuses so that we can accommodate for that growth. But eventually, we also have to start thinking about where can we build other schools so that we can also be ready for those for those families that are moving to those areas. So our planning, our strategic plan also involves our budget and working with our budget that we currently have to make sure that our facilities are upgraded, are renovated, and as well as adding classrooms where we need to add classrooms in areas that are growing very fast.
Are there any particular projects that you've already started to plan in this year's budget? Because I know every district is going through their budget pretty much right now. Any particular plans that you want to highlight?
Oh yes, we have at Edinburg North, for example, we are doing a complete roofing of the back area of the athletic fine arts, as well as some classrooms. We're going to be roofing up that Edinburg North High School. We know it's a 25-year-old roof that we need to replace, so we've been doing that. At Avila Elementary, we are adding 8 classrooms, another wing to the growth on the northeast. So we have that in our plans. We're also looking at Bill Garza Middle School to expand in the athletic area also because it's small and it's a growing middle school. And then we're also looking at our Hargill Elementary to renovate some of the classrooms there. And then, as always, we look at air conditioners, and that's always a cycle that we have to replace units and remodel and continue upgrading our facilities. But those are some of the campuses and some of the areas that we are working with our current budget and also planning for next year's budget.
Right. And going back to the strategic plan, can you tell us a little bit of the process to come up with this plan? When did you guys start, and how did it all unfold?
Yes, actually we started about 2 years ago. We got some members of our community and businesses and our school district, our board and students to start working on a vision of our school district and a mission statement of our school district, as well as our goals. And we established those about 2 years ago. Then after that, last year, we decided that then we need to start working on our strategic plan based on our vision statement, our mission statement, and our goals. And based on that, then we decided that we needed to do a 5-year plan based on those goals that we had established and we got board approved to have. And we expanded those goals into our 5-year strategic plan, where we are addressing academics, we're addressing facilities, we're addressing safety and security, we're addressing our staff, our growth, and our student population, and as well as our staff. So we looked at different areas throughout the district that we needed to include in the strategic plan and make sure that we have a 5-year plan that addresses those needs, and then also to budget for those needs that we are going to have for the next 5 years. Right. And that's what we've done.
Why was it important to get members of the community also involved in this process from the beginning?
Well, that comes back to transparency and being in touch with the community, being in touch with our parents and our business community. We want to hear from them as to what kind of a school district they want us to be like. Mm-hmm. And so the best way that we are going to do that is to be able to talk to our students, our parents, our community members, our elected officials, to give us their opinions and their ideas of where Edinburg CISD needs to be and what is it that we need to do to keep up with the trends and keep up with preparing our students for either college or for the workforce.
Right. And I mean, you touched on this earlier, but again, congratulations. TEA yesterday sent a formal announcement talking about 2 of your schools, high schools, being considered now T-STEM academies or high schools. And now you have all four STEM. Tell us, what does this mean for the district? What does it really change in these high schools?
Well, it basically what it boils down to, it means that there's more opportunities for our kids to look into different areas that they can go into. For example, I mentioned career and technology education programs that we have. We have those programs, and if kids want to go in that direction, we are going to guide them, and we are going to have those in place. If students want to go into early college, high school to start earning college credit, we also have that. And now if students that are focused in the science, the technology, the engineering, and the mathematics, now we are going to also have that available for them. So we are creating like a school within a school system where we have diversified our programs, and we have also have the staff and the resources that we are addressing the needs of our kids. So campuses and expanding on career and technology, we want our parents and our students to feel that they have all the choices in Edinburg CISD.
And I'm guessing this also ties to the university, the new university, in pretty much also mainly in your area, and also the new medical school coming up. How does this affect the trajectory of the school district and those type of plans?
Well, nowadays, and in our strategic plan, and as well as in expanding our programs, we cannot do this alone. We have to build partnerships, not only with the business community, but also with our higher education programs or campuses that we have. We're fortunate that in Edinburg we have UTRGV, so it's right there in our town of Edinburg, as well as building partnerships with STC, South Texas Community College. So we have built very good partnerships with STC and UTRGV that we can be able to partner with them, and our students can experience the college life through either South Texas Community College or UTRGV along with Edinburg CISD. This is where we are going with education now, is building those partnerships with higher education institutions so that our students are not only just graduating with a high school diploma, but now they're graduating with certificates of different technical programs that they have participated with us, or college hours, or even associate's degrees. They have really accomplished a lot, through participating with those institutions. Mm-hmm. And I know a parent told me jokingly that we had our early college, high school graduations couple of weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago. And since we pay for everything, we pay for their tuition, we pay for their textbooks, we pay for the teachers, we take good care of our kids, and we pay for everything. And this parent tells me, well, I want to retain my child in Edinburg CISD so he can get his bachelor's and I don't have to pay any college. Right. Because we are really taking good care of the kids. And by having an associate's degree, we've already saved that student and the parents lots of money that they don't have to pay for college tuition or textbooks because they've already accumulated at least 60 hours or more. Right. And that's very rewarding to hear that the benefit is going back to the kids and to the families.
Right. And we've talked about this before, also having an option for students that want to get more technical certificates and stuff like that. Can you talk to us about the balance between that college path and also having technical careers available for them?
Well, under House Bill 5, there is career pathways. Mm-hmm. And so we are working with House Bill 5 with those career pathways. There's different kinds of career pathways that are required, or that TA has, the Texas Education Agency has already established with House Bill 5. So we are expanding on those college technical programs as well as college readiness through House Bill 5. And in Edinburg, for example, since we have 4 high schools, and we are proposing in our strategic plan for each of our high schools to have a career technical education building with specialized programs that our students can attend to. So it's a requirement under House Bill 5, but at the same time we recognize that our business community and the students and the parents are asking of us to provide opportunities, either college readiness or career and technical education programs. And our strategic plan, that's the path that we're going into, and investing the resources and the personnel that we need to provide those opportunities for our students.
Right. And do you have a time frame of like by when you're hoping to have those kind of Korean technical hubs in each one of your schools?
Well, in our strategic plan and looking at our population growth, we are going to have to be planning ahead that we're going to have to build those buildings or career technical education buildings sometime within the next 5 years at each of our high schools. And that's our long-range goals that we have, that we want to provide at each high school and have our own buildings to make those programs available for our students at the respective high schools.
Right.
And our board has committed to doing everything we can to make sure that we invest as much of our resources that we have on any program that's going to benefit our kids academically.
When it comes to planning, one of our viewers also wanted to know whether the district's planning to push an natatorium for Edinburg CISD, considering other districts have their own already or have already plans in place to build in the near future. What do you have to say about this?
Well, we understand that a natatorium it's something that is much needed, not only in our school district but also as part of the community. To have a natatorium, which is an indoor swimming pool, for those out there that are wondering what a natatorium is, it's an indoor swimming pool. It's very beneficial, and some districts have partnered with the city to build it, because the district benefits by having it for their kids, but also for summer programs or recreational programs. It opens up for the city to use. We have had discussions with the city council in Edinburg. We've had lots of discussions about this, and it's something that's on the table. It's something that it's part of our plans. They're long-range plans again, because we have to address all the needs in our district, and the natatorium is one of those as well. And we understand that, and we've had conversations about doing this and partnering with the city, and I'm sure it's going to happen. It's going to become a reality in Edinburg, like in other places, and it's just a matter of time. But our school board, as well as our city government, they understand the need of an natatorium and how both entities can benefit by having an indoor swimming pool in our community.
Is there any way, they also asked this as a follow-up, is there any way of accomplishing this particular plan without the assistance of the city, or is it better to partner up?
Well, because it depends on budgets, and it depends on needs that districts have. But it's always a good, we work very well with the city, and so we partnered in some projects together. We did some partnership projects at the football stadium, and we also did just a groundbreaking partnership with the city and the Edinburg Economic Development on a park that we're going to have on the northeast side. We just did the groundbreaking a week ago. In our case, we feel that the partnership with the city and the school district for an natatorium is the right path, because it shares the cost and is for the benefit of both the city as well as the school district, and we have a good working relationship. So we feel that that's the path to go, and partner with them so that it shares the cost between the city and the school district.
Okay, perfect. And with all these plans that you have, obviously you have to be thinking ahead. And you're talking about annual maintenance projects that you have to be preparing. For example, right now you're already considering the budget for next year and stuff like that. How healthy is the district's budget to be able to cope with all this maintenance needs and also growth?
Well, we have our school district operates with about a $325 million budget, altogether, with all the local funds, the state funds, and the federal funds. It's about $325 million, and we have been very, I would say, very conservative over the years as to how we are utilizing our monies, and we have a very healthy fund balance. we've been able to maintain a good fund balance, as well as being able to allocate monies for construction projects. So we have been planning very carefully, along with the school board and the administration, on how we are utilizing our dollars. Even though Edinburg, CISD has one of the lowest tax rates in the valley. We are at almost at $1.24. It's $1.23, $1.2398. It's almost $1.24 per $100 of property value. So it's one of the lowest tax rates, and we've been able to manage with that low tax rate as a school district. But at the same time, we've been able to maintain with our facilities and our projects, and that's very commendable on the part of everyone working together to make sure that we're using our dollars, as best as we can, and provide the programs that we have and maintain our facilities. So we've done a good job in working with our budget and with a small tax rate in comparison to many other school districts where they're way above where we are, and we've been able to work it out.
Is this something that you foresee being able to maintain in the future as you work in this type of strategic plans and consider growth and everything?
Well, with growth, our schools are getting overcrowded. We have about almost 200 portables in our school district. Within the next couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years, we're going to have to reevaluate where we are with our growth and with our existing buildings, and how we're planning to expand with other campuses. It's just going to be needed.
Right. Do you foresee having to go out for any bonds? I mean, people seem to worry about that plenty in here.
That's always that's always a possibility. But when you're growing as fast as Edinburg is growing, and the amount of land that I talked about earlier, that it's 945 square miles, eventually we're going to have to address this. And the way to do this is to educate the community and take the time to educate all our community, Edinburg CISD, as to where we are with facilities and the number of kids that we have per campus, and where the growth is throughout the district, and eventually be as transparent as we can be, but educate the whole community of where we are as a school district and where we need to be. And we've already started that process with our strategic plan.
Okay, perfect. And changing topics here, the district has also been in the media recently, and people wanted to know about this with the whole, for several non-pleasant issues, including the valedictorian issue. What can you tell us about this particular incident? It seemed officials had already admitted during hearings that there was an error that led to some students to believe that this dual enrollment course was counting towards their overall ranking. So one in particular thought that this course credits would have led to them being valedictorian. So what can you tell us about this error and this lawsuit and what happened in the district?
Okay. Well, let me say this, and when I met with the parents of that particular student, I met with them in January and in my office, and I made it very clear to them that the last thing that we wanted to do in Edinburg CISD was hurt any of our kids in any way. We're not there for that. We're there to help our kids, and we're there to for them to excel academically. It was never our intent to hurt anyone. And in those conversations, we were able to work out a solution, and because it was never intentional. And we are very proud of the student, our salutatorian. We're very proud of our accomplishments, and it was never intentional to hurt her in any shape or form. And we tried very hard, and we worked very hard with his family for the whole second semester to come to a resolution. And we felt we had done that. Unfortunately, they didn't think that way. They felt that we didn't do enough, and they chose the path that they did. And at the end, the courts decided, and Mariela is going to be fine. The student is going to be. She's a great kid. We're very proud of her, and it's behind us, and we're moving forward. We're looking forward to graduation. She's looking forward to graduation, and she's very resilient, and she's very positive about where she's at. Being salutatorian in her class believe me, it's a great accomplishment. A lot of us parents would want to have our kids to be salutatorians, and she's a salutatorian, and she's headed to Texas A&M. She's getting a good scholarship, and she's going to do excellent, and we're very proud of her. And she's going to have a great speech on graduation, and you know, again, we're moving forward, and it's all behind us. And again, we're here to help kids in any way we can. We're not here to hurt kids, and we try to do everything we can to help our kids be successful.
Perfect. Another instance that we're asking about were some threats that were being sent over social media by some students, I believe. It started at Robert Bella High School, and then it moved into Edinburg North. Some parents wanted to know what, give me just 1 second. How is the district, you know, dealing with this, and how are you guys ensuring that communication within principals is more effective in this type of threats, or what's being put in place here?
Well, you know, we advocate our kids to use technology. One of our goals is innovating through technology. We always want our kids to be using their iPads, to be using their laptops, their cell phones, because the way kids learn today is through technology. So we don't want to take technology away from them, but we also have to educate our kids on how to utilize social media, because that comes through technology devices. And it's something that we emphasize as a school district. We talk to our parents, we talk to our kids. Be careful what you put on social media, because it can get out of hand. And this thing, unfortunately, got out of hand. And we had to do something about it, because it was creating a big disruption to our schools. And we don't want to have fear, you know, our students to have fear coming to our schools. And another one of our goals is to secure our campuses, to have secure schools, and for kids to feel safe. And living up to that goal, we want to do everything we can to do that. And sometimes kids are kids, and we understand that, and they may utilize social media thinking that it's something that they can do and there's no consequences, but there's lots of consequences when they do things like that, such as making threats you know, to others, or disturbing the school setting through threats. And you know, again, we dealt with it. We dealt with the parents, with those kids, and we move forward, and we are helping those kids, you know, to get back on track. And again, I think that the publicity that he got, it was good, because it helped everyone, not just Edinburg, but it helped the entire valley, where kids, you know, got the message that you can't do that through social media and get away with it, because it's dangerous, and we take every threat seriously. Everybody does nowadays, and we just cannot let it go by and not do anything about it. I feel that any district would have done the same thing we did. We have to take matters into our own hands and make sure that we take those threats seriously, and that they're not allowed.
Right. What were some of the actions that were taken? Can you give us an example?
Well, some of those actions that were taken, we obviously suspended the students, and we talked about you know, expulsions, and we had some hearings on expulsions, and then they filed an appeal, and we worked through their appeal, and we work with our students. We don't want our students, we don't want to penalize our kids hard, you know, because we're here to help them, educate them. And that's what we did through the appeal process. We worked with the families, we worked with the parents, and we were able to come to a solution where the parents and the kids and the district, we were able to bring a remedy or a solution to this and move on. And that's what we did.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much. We're already at the 30-minute mark, so on that note, I would like to conclude this edition of the Monitor Live Chat, and thank you, Dr. Gutierrez, for being open to join us in this conversation. We really appreciate our viewers, especially those that send in questions, and we're looking forward for the next edition of the Live Monitor Chat. Thank you.